Hello, good afternoon everybody. Welcome to today's cooking show here at Moley Robotics. Today we'll be doing an Italian recipe from Rome called pasta Amatriciana. And it's a very nice recipe and contains rigatoni, pork cheeks and Parmesan cheese. So today we're going to show you exactly how the system works in terms of how to load the ingredients, how to prepare the utensils, and how to start the cooking process. Today we're going to be on Instagram and YouTube, so if you have any questions, please do send them through and I will answer them live on air. If there's anything more specific in terms of any commercial inquiries or anything more technical, and I'll be able to then recommend that we suggest that we get back to you with the relevant team. So what you can do is send in your inquiry via the contact us page on our website, and the relevant team will get back to you with your inquiry. So let's go straight into the meal preparation for the recipe, and it's pasta Amatriciana, and we'll go straight onto the interface and I'll show you how to load this recipe. So here we have the interface, which shows all the recipes. The recipes can also be filtered. We have about 60 recipes from around the world: Indian, Asian, Chinese, Italian, and so on. We can also filter the menu down to any dietary requirements as well. So if there's a specific requirement, if you're weight management or any specific dietary requirements, you can also filter the menu on our interface. So today's recipe is going to be pasta Amatriciana. So let's go to the recipe table and select the relevant recipe here, which is, there we go, pasta Amatriciana. Now, with this recipe, you'll see the list of ingredients required. You also see the equipment that is required, which is a medium pot, a mesh basket, and a slotted spatula. And also you'll see there's nutritional information as well, giving you indications of how much carbohydrates, fat, fiber, protein, and sodium, which is your salt intake. So it gives you a lot of detailed information for this particular recipe. Also, we have an added function where you can get ingredients, so you can send a reminder to your own phone or somebody else's phone to get the ingredients fresh from a local store. And also we'll be having an added function later on where you'll be able to order the ingredients from a local delivery company where they can deliver these ingredients fresh to your door, so you don't have to leave your home. The ingredients will come to you and they'll be ready for loading as the recipe for cooking. So those are the functions in terms of getting ingredients. So today we're going to do the robotic cook. So we'll select the robotic option. And you can see here clearly there's a three-dimensional diagrammatic view of the whole workstation. So it shows you exactly where the ingredients, utensils, and everything has to be prepped and loaded. So let's go straight into the ingredients. I'll also, by the way, be showing you how our integrated scale system works. So the recipes are always cooked to the exact measurements from the chef. All these recipes are chef quality recipes, and the information on here in terms of the weight of each ingredient is very clear with an integrated scale system, and I'll show you that with one of the ingredients as we go through. So let's start loading the recipe now. So the guanciale, which is going to be loaded, it gives me a selection of containers along the top or the bottom. So I'll just select the bottom one, the bottom shelf on the right, and I'll confirm the location. Next is the Molden sea salt, which is going to be on the top on the right hand side. And that's confirmed. Now we have the rigatoni, which is in a long container on the right hand side of the two tall units there. We've got the white wine, dry white wine, which is going to be on the top shelf. Now, if you don't want wine, for example, you can totally omit this from the recipe and no wine will be used. So if you can't have any alcohol, so you can simply just take this, or even substitute it with something different, maybe with some lemon juice or vinegar or something, and you can fully customize the recipe. The robotic arm will still cook this for you. So that's on the second one from the top. Confirm. Then we have the finely chopped tinned tomatoes and the molten sea salt and crushed black pepper in the second tall container on the left. And the pecorino, I'll show you the pecorino in terms of how we use the integrated scales. So the water, now the water's already prepped in the container, so in the pot, and we've already got the right amount of water in there, so I'll confirm that's been done. And that's exactly 1,800 grams as well, so that's confirmed. Now the pecorino, so integrated scales, so here we have the scale system. And I simply select the pecorino, middle container on the top shelf. Now it tells me I require 40 grams. So let's turn on the scales. And you'll see the actual scale icon at the bottom indicate the weight required. Let's put the medium container on the scales. Just knock that down to 0. And 1 grams. So 0 grams, so we need 40, so let's put 40 grams in here. $30. 39, 40, exactly. So there you go. That's how the integrated scale system works. So it just maintains a high level of accuracy for the recipe, so you get a consistent result every single time. So we'll load that on the top shelf, confirm it's in the middle. There we go. And now just the equipment. So the equipment is the medium pot. The first pot is going to be where the sauce is made, so that's indicated on the left, and that's confirmed in position. The second pot was already there, confirmed with the water. The slotted spatula is already on the hook, and you'll notice it shows you which way it should be facing as well. And it's actually facing the right way, but it's on the number 1 hook. And there we go, number 1, perfect. And then the mesh basket. Again, it's very important that it faces the right way. So the diagram on our interface here is very, very important, and it should be facing inwards, which it's doing, and we'll confirm that as well. So there we go. So that didn't take too long. The actual ingredients didn't take too long to prep, and we're now ready to cook this meal exactly the way it should be in a restaurant. So let's start cooking.
Switch hob on.
There you'll notice in the background the voice notification, and that indicates that the recipe has started. Also indicates different parts of the recipe process when it's stirring, tipping, adjusting the heat and so on. So exactly the same way as a professional cook would make this meal, the robotic system will do exactly the same. So, as I mentioned, today we're going to be on Instagram and YouTube, so please do send in your questions. Any queries you have, anything you'd like to know, I'd be more than happy to answer them live during the show.
Tip guanciale.
So that's a guanciale now going in. You'll probably hear the sizzle go on. Now the induction hob is a Moley induction hob. You'll notice in the center there's a downdraft extractor, so it also activates the downdraft. So you've got the extraction as well. And this particular downdraft works on a filtering system, so it goes through a filter, and it also recirculates, and it comes out as fresh air through the ducting system. But you can also duct the extraction through the main duct through a wall as well, If you have an outside wall in the kitchen, that can also be ducted through.
Stir 1.
This particular model today that we're doing the show on is our X-Air model. This is integrated into a design where you have a peninsular work surface. Together with our AI state-of-the-art technology, we also combine with some well-known Italian manufacturers like Minotti in terms of the furniture, and we do all the furniture and the different work surfaces as well. This here is the X-Air model. Just behind me, you'll see the B-Air models as well, which is a more compact system. And we do all the design work here from the showroom here in London, 16A Wigmore Street. So if you have any design requirements, please do get in touch, send us your details, send in any plans or anything you'd like to know about the system. And we'll be happy to arrange a design meeting and discuss your project in more detail. If you are in and around the London area, please do come and visit the showroom. We're open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we are constantly, during the day, always doing some ingredient demonstrations. So hopefully you'll come in and see a real recipe being cooked. If not, you can make an arrangement and we can arrange a meeting where you can come and see a live recipe demonstration. So it's now sizzling away. And I mean, we do lots of other recipes. We do things like risotto, paella.
Stir 3.
We do single pot recipes as well. But this two-pot parallel cooking is very, very important because you've got fresh pasta being made on the side as opposed to anything else ready-made. So got fresh pasta which will be going on when it's required. Now, the high level of accuracy on our system is very precise, and it will only turn on the water when it's required. It won't use unnecessary energy, so it's going to be very energy efficient as well. Just to give you an example on the amount of energy used, a typical hour's use of the robotic system only uses about 120 watts of energy. So it's very, very highly efficient. The actual robotic arm itself is industrial level, and it's actually tested for 35,000 hours. So in a normal domestic environment, that's almost like 10 years of use without having to worry about any issues in terms of maintenance or servicing. It comes as a complete sealed unit, so it's a very robust system. The arm already itself is in use in 90 different applications around the world in lots of different laboratories and industries. So worldwide support in terms of local engineers and a service team that can be arranged anywhere around the world. So let's see if there's any questions that have come through. So nothing on Instagram as of yet. Okay, we have a question on YouTube from What Chan Study 7. Can you put the ingredients that didn't come out of the container into the pots? You can, but we wouldn't recommend it because we've measured all the ingredients for all the recipes as they should be cooked, as the way it should be cooked. Yes, of course, it's an open pot, things can be put in and so on, but we don't recommend. We recommend you follow the actual recipe to make sure you get the taste that's required for that particular dish.
Stir 6.
So the voice notification is very useful because a lot of people nowadays are working from home, or they have a busy lifestyle at home and they just want to hear what's going on as they start the whole cooking process. So other things, you could be doing other things like spending time with family, friends, spending time with the kids, helping them with the homework, spending time with friends, spending time even working. A lot of people are still working, hybrid working from home. So to be able to activate a whole recipe and then to walk away, carry on with your work is quite essential nowadays. This certainly helps you because it's time saving. So the amount of time that's saved in the whole cooking process is very good with this system.
7.
Message in from Instagram to me. Hello, Moley. Greetings from Bangkok. Hello. Thank you for joining.
Please spatula.
You notice all the movements there of the spatula scraping and the tapping. It's very important actually for the whole cooking process because it's exactly what the chef would have been doing. So it's very important that the robotic system does exactly the same as the actual chef. So it mimics the chef exactly. So the recipe itself is always going to be consistent.
Set right hob to 9.
So now the water is going to be turned on as and when required, which is right now. So the water goes on. So this will be for the rigatoni, and the mesh here will be also used where the robotic system will take out the rigatoni, put it into the main pot, and even give it the final stir as well. So this particular dish, this recipe is very, very famous in Rome. It's a very popular dish. A lot of people in Rome have this. A lot of people have this on a regular basis, and it's a really nice recipe. It's great as a lunch meal or even as an evening meal. It's a perfect meal for any time, most of the time of the day. So let's see if we've got any more questions. So we've got another question in from Watch Chan Study 7. Can the kitchen be used manually when the robot is not cooking? Answer to your question is yes. You can definitely use the whole kitchen as it is. The robotic arm will be stationary in a vertical position. So you can use the whole hob or the kitchen as you would do normally. No problems at all. In fact, you can use it manually, but not only that, the ingredients, you can actually teach yourself lots of different recipes from around the world. So not only is it entertaining watching the robotic system cook your recipe, but it's also very educational as well, because you could learn a recipe from, say, Africa or Korea, something that you would never even think of trying, but the system will actually show you step by step via the voice notification. So you could be over the hob cooking away, but you'll be directed by the interface, and you'll be able to learn a new recipe as well. So this opens a great new way of learning new recipes from around the world that not everybody will have even considered, which is a great tool to have in the kitchen. So the tomato's just gone in, so I'm going to give it a stir. Also, not only do we have lots of different recipes from around the world, but we've had a lot of healthy recipes as well, in particular the shark cuisine from Spain. We have about 8 to 9 different recipes from the Shah cuisine, Shah wellness cuisine. Now, this particular cuisine is very high in nutrition and very, very low in calorie. So if you're on some sort of weight management, or if you're diabetic, or if you have any medical issues and you need to change your diet, we have a whole selection of really healthy recipes, and in particular the Shah cuisine. And basically you can have a bowl of these meals, which high in nutrition, low in calorie, but you feel as if you've had a full meal. So the health aspect of this particular style of cuisine is fantastic. Now, from different studies from around the world, especially the Global Food Research Program, it's concluded that a healthy diet can improve longevity by up to 11 years. And according to some of the research done, especially the one in North Carolina, Chapel Hill, they concluded that the healthy diet reduces so many different health risks. It can lower cancer by about 6%. It can reduce diabetes by about 40%, reduce kidney diseases by about 61%. But not only that, if you've got obesity or cardiovascular issues, that can be drastically reduced by about 11%. Also, if there's things like depression or hypertension and all other kinds of mortality sort of diseases, that on average can also be reduced by about 15%. So these are actual studies that have been concluded by some of these well-renowned universities, and especially this one in North Carolina. So the sauce is being made, and it's going to be doing a couple of more stirs on the sauce, and the rest of the ingredients will be going in shortly as well.
Set sauce temp to 3.
Also, on the health side, another study was done by the University of Toronto, and they say that the home-cooked meals provides 30% more protein, about 50% more fiber, but also have 67% less sodium, which is your salt level, and 50% less saturated fat compared to like restaurant meals or takeaway meals. So it really can reduce the risk of being overweight by about 28%, and also the low risk of excess body fat by about 24%. So the health benefit there is really crucial. There we go, the rigatoni's gone into the basket, as I mentioned. So that will be, once that's cooked, basket will be removed by the robotic system and then be mixed with the sauce.
Set right hob to 7.
I mentioned earlier about time saving. Now, a system like this can potentially free up time, up to about 45 minutes to an hour per meal. And that in sort of like long term, that's about 93 saved days for every 5 years. So that's a significant amount of time that's saved as well. I mean, that's based on an average cooking dish of about 34 minutes as well. Just going to check if there's any more questions. So let's have a look on YouTube. Nothing on Instagram yet. So another question in from Watch and Study 7. That's awesome. There are certain foods that I like, although the cooking is unconventional. Can I teach the robot to cook things how I like them and adjust over time? So in a nutshell, we can basically cook your own recipe, but it's not something you can do yourself from your side. It's something we have to do from here. The reason being is because the meticulous manipulations and all the parameters have to be checked on our system here first. So you would have to send your recipe in, or send us details of what you'd like to add to the recipe library. We'll run some tests here. Our in-house chef James will also run your recipe. And when it's successful, he'll give the information to the engineering team. They will then load all the algorithms, all the different manipulations, whether it's the generic movements or add any other extra movements required, and make your recipe. And once that's confirmed, it will then be entered onto the recipe library. So the answer is no, not from your side, but we would do all that from here. But once it's ready, we'll send the information to you. You can do an update on your side, and your recipe will be there ready on your interface. And with your permission, if you want it shared around the world, your recipe can go around the world as well. And also any adjustments to any recipes if you want to make, again, we have to do from our side. But if there's a recipe on our system, say, for example, instead of the pork cheeks that we used in this recipe, you wanted to use just normal bacon, pancetta, for example, you just let us know. We'll create the recipe, the same one, but we're using pancetta. And once that's done, we'll send the information to you that you can load the recipe on your side. No other questions so far, which is good. Also, other facts in terms of the, not only is it free in time, but there's also financial benefits as well. Now, annually you can save about £43,000, which is a 70% cost reduction. This is an example of a family of 4, say 2 children, 2 adults, by just simply replacing your restaurant meals and takeaways and delivery meals, and instead using fresh ingredients like we've done here, and home-cooked foods. I'll give an example. An average pasta bolognese here in the UK costs around about £18 for a good quality pasta bolognese. Using the exact same ingredients can actually cost you £6 when cooked at home. So there's a significant amount of saving that can be made just by using a system like this for home cooking. Okay, see any other questions? I've got a question on Instagram. So we've got Tumik_art. What is the lifetime of this robotic kitchen? Does it require any special maintenance? So the lifetime of this robotic kitchen, as I mentioned earlier before, I'm not sure if you heard it earlier, but the actual arm is already tested for 35,000 hours. And that's how it comes out of the factory. It's already tested, it's all pre-tested. So basically, that's in a residential environment, that's about 10 years. So you could run this regularly, regular cooking process for 10 years and not worry about any issues with the arm. And in terms of special maintenance, we have partners around the world. As I mentioned before, this is already used in 90,000 different applications around the world. So finding a local partner from wherever you are in any country is not going to be a problem, because this is already used as an international product around the world. Hopefully that answers your question. Thank you, Tumik. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, let's jump back on YouTube. Okay, nothing on YouTube at the moment. So as I mentioned earlier about the financial benefits, so you've got the financial benefits of saving a lot of money by cooking fresh at home like this. To give you an idea on the cost of our system, so we have the chef's table, which is a standalone system. So basically what you see here, it's a standalone system that can be plugged straight into your mains, and the robot can be used straight away. The cost of that is about £68,000, and that includes delivery here for UK and European clients. But for the US and for the Far East, we can do ex-works. So you'd have to organise the shipping and the export or the air freight. But we can supply all the relevant documents for that. But we can send, it can be used outside of the UK and Europe as ex-works to the US and the Far East. Our XM model, which is this model here, this is retails for about £87,000. That includes the work surface, the wall units, the base units, and same for our BM model. Again, roughly about similar sort of price, £87,000, £90,000 for our BM model as well. Now, this is based on what we have in the showroom, but your requirements might be different. So we can arrange a design meeting, we can look at your design and price up your particular project more accurately based on the amount of units, amount of work surface, and whatever else is required. We also do the appliances as well. We can do Moley, we can do Siemens, Gaggenau, lots of different appliances which are integrated into your kitchen. This can be integrated into a new kitchen or can be integrated into an existing. As long as you have a bit of space, we can integrate this into an existing kitchen as well. And the chef's table is fantastic because that's purely a standalone system. You'll see just behind me one of our latest deliveries we've had for our black chef's table, which has got a full glass top. Looks absolutely fantastic. And that's a very, very small, compact unit. And it's only about 1.2 by 1.2. And that can fit most kitchens nicely in the corner or in an open plan environment. You can simply have that against the wall, plugged into the wall, and you have a robotic kitchen straight away. So that's quite a good system to have in terms of having a robotic system, regardless of the type of kitchen you have. But we do all the design here. We do design meetings. We can give you a complimentary demonstration of a recipe being cooked as well. So please do get in touch. If you're in London or the UK area or close by, you can come and visit us here in the showroom. If you're not in the country, we can do a virtual meeting. We can arrange a meeting virtually and still show you how the system works and discuss your design requirements. So let's see, we've got any more questions come through. So I'm going to jump back on YouTube. So that's awesome, thank you very much. Great, so another question in from Watch and Study 7. Great information, thank you very much. As far as preparing the ingredients, does the recipe recommend a chopping size and weight before loading in the containers? Yes, we do. So if you notice on the interface earlier, I'm not sure, maybe you joined a little bit later on, but on the interface, we clearly show small videos or we have description of how that ingredient should be chopped, whether it's parsley, which is just chiffonade, or onions, or anything in julienne, or onions, or red onions, or brown onions to be small diced, medium diced, and so on. So that information is very clear in our recipe interface. Also, the integrated scales is very, very important because the weight of each ingredient is really, really paramount for each recipe to get that actual taste, the way it should taste. So we have the integrated scales. You simply select the container, you turn on the scales, put the container on the scales. You can literally watch on the interface the exact quantity of ingredient required, which is really, really important. So yes, we have all that information that comes part of the interface, and that can all be used before loading the actual recipe. Okay, no other questions in so far. The actual product, by the way, is also safety CE marked and certified for the UK and Europe. And as I mentioned before, it's available ex-works to USA and other countries. It meets all the European safety directives, the Machinery Directive, Electromagnet Compatibility Directive, the risk assessment, the safety of machinery in terms of the electrical equipment, and also all the EN and ISO regulations for robot and robot devices is also met. So it meets all the UK and European safety directives, and it's fully CE certified. So the rigatoni is boiling away nicely, so that's timed perfectly. Not only when it's finished, the pot won't be running, the actual robotic system will turn off the water as well. Again, that is going to be saving you energy and making the whole system very efficient. Now the utensils here that we use are normal utensils off the shelf, which is KitchenAid, and oil dispensers and a salt and pepper shaker, but we've actually calibrated the grippers for these particular utensils. So, but they are normal off the shelf, but nevertheless, all this is included in the price. So all the containers, or all the utensils, and even the pots as well, the special induction pots made by Rafoni are also included as well, together with the induction hob. So you'll get the whole thing complete. Some people would like to order extra containers, so you can order extra containers as well. So you may want to sort of like meal prep for maybe a day or 2 days or 3 days. You can have all these containers with the ingredients, with the lids, ready in the fridge, waiting for the day you want to actually cook that recipe. So once you've done your initial prep for all these recipes, they're literally in the fridge. You select which recipe you want, take the containers out, put them on the shelf. Within a few minutes, your recipe is there ready to be cooked. So time saving is absolutely massive. It's really, really beneficial. So here we go. The rigatoni is about to go in. This is quite a good part of the recipe. You'll watch it being tipped in nicely in the sauce. So it's very important that the water is dripped away, which is all done. So all the water's gone. Again, that's exactly what the chef would have done. He would have tipped, made sure there's no water in the pasta. But there is enough water on the rigatoni to be mixed with the sauce. There we go. That's gone in there perfectly. Not a single rigatoni in the wire mesh basket, which is good. Also, I'll give you guys a little taste test as well. So I will taste this and show you the final recipe so you know exactly how this recipe is cooked. Not by human, but by the robotic system. No further questions on Instagram, no further questions on YouTube. And the recipe is nearly finished. The final sort of stir is going on. Also on the interface, there's an indicator that shows you the percentage, how far down the recipe it's gone. And we're now about 90% through. And in fact, that went really quick, to be honest. This is a great way if you're working from home to keep an eye on the recipe as well. You can really plan the day or the evening, right down to the last minute, making sure you get a fresh meal when you want. Okay, 91%. So the pecorino will go at the end because it will give that nice, tangy, cheesy taste to this particular recipe. I think that's quite an important part of this dish. I actually lived in Milan for quite a few months, and I remember having this dish quite regularly. So it's a very popular dish, not only in Rome, but also in Milan. So we've got a few more minutes left, so please do fire in any questions you have whilst we are still on air on Instagram and YouTube. And this recipe is almost finished. We're 94% way through. Get in your last minute questions and I'll be happy to answer them before we finish today. And hope you've enjoyed watching this so far.
Stir pasta into sauce.
So as I mentioned, we've got recipes from around the world, and it's also growing every month. We have about 3 to 4 new recipes going on every month. Lots of different worldwide cuisines, as I mentioned before, around the globe, from Spain's paella, in Thailand, the tom yum soup, and even from India, the lamb keema, which is really popular. Also butter chicken. Butter chicken is a really nice dish that our system makes, together with dal makhni, chana masala, and stuff like that as well. We also have vegan collection as well. We have a very nice, tasty plant-based dishes as well, with loads of different options and lots of different meal options. And also a vegan collection, which is really creative and really flavorful, and completely free from any animal products as well. And again, lots of recipes that you can filter down. We have lots of low-calorie recipes, which are meals under 400 calories, including the vegetarian, the vegan, meat, and even some of the fish options as well. Not only that, some of these recipes, well, in fact, the majority of these recipes are from well-known chefs, like Andrew Clark, a French chef, Atuzo Safir, a Persian chef, Troy Di Pham from Vietnam, Uncle Roger, most recent chefs that came to us, Uncle Roger from China, and also Andreas Caminada from Switzerland. We have some of his recipes as well. So these are really good, high quality recipes that we have. So in the background, you probably just heard the cooking process is finished. This particular recipe is now done. It smells absolutely fantastic. I'm going to show you exactly the finished result. Just going to grab my special bowl and my special fork, and I'm going to show you this particular recipe as it is. There we go, straight from the pot. I'm not going to take too much because I want to save this for the boys downstairs. So I'm going to take just enough so you can see. Smells really good, by the way. There you go. That's the finished result. So you've got the rigatoni in there. You've got a tomato sauce. All the pasta is completely covered. You can see there. Maybe you can sprinkle some parmesan on top, just like they do in the restaurant. But this is restaurant quality. This is really, really good. I'm going to taste a little bit now, just to give you my verdict on this. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Tastes and smells as it should. Absolutely brilliant. So, thank you very much for joining me today. And I'll see you in 2 weeks' time for another recipe. Hopefully we'll have another new recipe to show you. And in the meantime, please do send in any inquiries. Do contact us via our website on our Contact Us page. And any projects or anything you need to know or any recipes you want us to do, just get in touch and we'll be happy to discuss your requirements and come and visit us here in the showroom in London. But in the meantime, enjoy your weekend and I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Goodbye.